Question number 6A. Water containing hydrogen carbonate and calcium ions is said to be hard water. Roman number 1. Describe one way in which hydrogen carbonate ions get into river water. So it gets into river water when carbon dioxide in the air dissolve in rainwater, and it forms carbonic acid, which react with carbonate rock, calcium or magnesium, forming hydrogen carbonate and calcium of calcium and magnesium that get into rivers. So you can answer this question like this. Carbon dioxide dissolve in rainwater to form to form carbonic acid which react with carbonic rock of calcium and magnesium. It forms hydrogen carbonate of calcium and magnesium that get into rivers. Right, so that's how the hydrogen carbonate get into river water. Roman number 2, explain the disadvantage of using this type of water in boilers. So the disadvantage is that the calcium hydrogen carbonate and magnesium hydrogen carbonate decomposes, forming scale and forms scales that for raining well, we can say that lines on the walls of the boiler. The walls of the boiler. This you can say causing poor thermal conductivity. So that is why, or that is the disadvantage of this, using this type of water in boilers. So they reduce, this reduces the efficiency or heat conductivity. And that's how you answer that question. You get 1 mark for the Roman number 1, 2 marks for Roman number 2, and you get a total of 3 marks. Part B, analysis of river water sample showed the presence of the following ions. So we have calcium ions, sodium ions, chlorine ions, and nitrogen ions. Roman number 1, name the type of water hardness present in the sample. the type of water hardness is permanent. You get 1 mark. Roman number 2, describe one precipitation method that can be used to soften the water. So one method is addition of washing soda. So addition of soda. When you add a washing soda like sodium carbonate, the calcium and magnesium ions precipitate. So calcium ions and magnesium ions precipitate. Precipitates as carbonates. Which can be filtered off. And by answering that, you get 2 marks for the second part, 1 mark for the first part. That is Roman number 1, totaling to 3 marks. Part 3, Roman number 3. The water sample was passed through a resin shown in figure 3. So we have a resin here. Resin of ammonium hydroxide. We have this sample water, and this is the treated water once it passes through the resin of ammonium hydroxide. Part 1, write an equation for the reaction that took place in the column. So once the water passes there, it forms a resin of that is nitrogen. Nitrogen combined with ammonia to form ammonium nitrates salt, so which precipitate and can be removed. So the equation here is R NH 3 ammonium ions hydroxide ions. You add to nitrogen solution, that is NO nitrogen oxide solution, which is aqueous, and this will give you the result of resin of nitrogen that is ammonium nitrates ions. So this is NO ions, and then we have, this is solid, and then we have hydroxide. So we have ions like that. Complete the part 2. Complete the treatment of water sample required passing through another resin. Give the formula for this resin. So this resin could be sulfur trioxide, whose formula is SROS ions and hydrogen ions, or what we call carboxyl. So we have the formula is RCOO ions, hydroxide, and we have nitrogen ions. So that's how you answer that. Explain why the river water sample has been treated using resin may still require boiling to make it safe for drinking. So it requires boiling because resin does not kill germs. Resin does not kill germs or pathogens. So boiling is necessary. Is required. So that is why we need to boil water, even if it has been treated using resin, because resin does not kill germs. And there, if you answer it like that, you'll be able to get 4 marks. Part C, compound C was used to prepare a potassium soap. So we have compound C. this one, that is CH2O, CH double bond, CH2 into bracket CH2 13 CH2. We have CH, we have O, oxygen, we have double bond here. We have CH2 13 CH3, and we have CH2O, double bond CH2 13 CH. Roman number 1, give the formula for the potassium salt. So from the compound C, the formula you can write it like this, that is CH, here we have 15, and here we have 21. We have COOK, K represent potassium, or you can write it like this, CH3, then we have CH2 14, then we have COOK, or you can still write it as CH3, we have CH2, we have 13 there, we have CH, and we have COOK. So you take care of the carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms that are existing in this compound C. Roman number 2, state one difference in the properties of potassium soap and sodium, potassium and sodium soap. One difference is that potassium soap potassium soap okay, that's not rather more readily in water, more readily in water than potassium soap. So that one difference is, you mentioned that, you just get 1 mark. Another difference is potassium soap has lower melting point. Potassium soap has lower melting point compared, this is compared to sodium salt. The other one is the other difference is potassium soap are more soluble in water. Potassium soap are more soluble in water. Then we have another difference is potassium, that is compared to sodium soap. Potassium soap are soft. While sodium is hard, are hard. So those are differences between potassium and sodium soap. If you just state one, then you should be able to get 1 mark. The first one you get the part Roman number 1, you get 1 mark, totaling to 2 marks. Part D, a soap-pressed detergent has a formula. This is a formula of the detergent, CH3 into bracket CH2 bracket 10 CH2OS3 and sodium. So it's a polymer sulfate with sodium. With the reference to this formula, identify the hydrophobic and the hydrophilic part of the detergent. So hydrophobic part is a part that does not mix with water or does not dissolve in water. Hydrophilic part is a part that dissolves in water. So from the formula, the part that does not dissolve in water is this part, CH3 CH 2 10 CH 2 ions, or you can put it like this: CH, you put the bracket like that, then you have CH 2, put the bracket 11, and we have ions. The part that dissolve in water is this part here, so you can say it is OSO sulfate and sodium. These are ions, or you can just put it like OS 4, this is 3, and sodium. So that is the part that will not that will dissolve in water, and put it if you put it like that, you'll be able to get those 2 marks. So that's the end of that paper.